Should you flush your water heater? Plumbing 101. I've been asked hundreds of times by hundreds of people if I should flush my water heater. Well, the thing is, there's some questions I've got to ask you. So in today's video, we'll uncover the truth about flushing your water heater, when it's crucial, and when it might be too late. So don't let a simple decision lead to costly repairs. So let's dive in here. Now, there's some benefits to flushing your water heater. If you don't flush your water heater on a, say, annual basis, you're letting calcium, magnesium, sediment, things like that build up in the bottom of your water heater. Now, if you've seen the other videos that we've done with all the crud in it, you understand why it can be a big deal. But what happens is all this stuff builds up and you're literally trying to heat the water through that other stuff. I want you to think about setting about 6 plates on top of the burner on your stove and then putting the pot on top of it. Turn that burner on and see how long do you think it's gonna take to heat that up. It's gonna take a lot longer. And it's gonna take a lot more heat to get it hot enough to do what you need to do. Well, a water heater is the exact same way. You let all this corrosion build up and you're building a wall in between the heat and the water, and that's not what you want. You want that water to be able to heat up and do what it needs to do. So some of the benefits to this are it's gonna save you money and it's gonna make your water heater last longer. Those are 2 very important things when it comes to water heaters. Because if you're not saving money, if you're paying extra to heat that water up every month, just because you haven't flushed it, it's gonna keep getting more and more expensive each month. Now, if it's been too many years, and I used to tell people when we owned a plumbing company, if your water heater is over 4 years old and you've never flushed it, we don't want to flush it. The reason being, you've got the anode rod that goes down in here, which is a sacrificial rod. So these pieces of magnesium or whatever your anode rod's made of goes out, and anytime there's a little micro crack, anything like that, it kind of goes out and seals it off. That's why it's sacrificial. It gives itself up to save the water heater. But if you've got a lot of that going on and then somebody comes in and flushes it, after this has never been done, it can take out a lot of that stuff and then cause your water heater to leak. So anytime it's over 4 years, we tell people, look, don't flush it. Even at 3 years, if you don't have a water treatment system or anything like that, it's worth thinking about, is this something that I really want to do? But if it's been a while, here's some issues that you need to look out for. So first of all, sediment discharge. If you've got this white powdery substance all around your shower head, maybe on your shower door, anywhere that there's low pressure coming out, that's where it tends to build up. If you've got rusty water, if you look at your drains, anything like that and it's corroded, if you go to flush your toilets and it's noisy operation, anything like that, like the valve, there's trash in it, clogging it up, it can happen. Any leaks or tank damage to your water heater, these can cause problems too. If you're flushing and it doesn't flush good, maybe you've got a calcium magnesium buildup in there. And then your pressure relief valve. If you notice when you're out mowing or anything that little piece of copper coming out of your house turned down is dripping, that's coming directly out of your water heater. And the problem is that's not just water, that's hot water. So first of all, you're paying to heat it up and then you're just leaking it out in your yard. So these are some things that point to problems that you may have. Now, the bad thing is a lot of these problems lead to warranty issues. Meaning, to be honest, if you read through your tankless information really, really well, it says if you don't treat this water before it comes into the unit, your warranty is voided. Have you checked your toilets? Read the inside. A lot of them say the same thing. If you don't have treated water in your house, your warranty is void. Now, think about that. You just bought a brand new toilet. It's got an amazing warranty with it, but since your water's not treated, it's not any good. Well, your water heater's about the same way. So I want you to think about that next time you buy a water heater, or if you normally have problems with your house. And if you did buy that water heater with the extra warranty and that water's not treated, man, that's just like flushing money down the toilet. Now, if for some reason you do feel like you have to flush an older tank, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't like this idea. But if you feel you need to, start with a very low flow. You hook it up just like you would for a normal flush, turn the water on slowly. That way you don't clog that valve. You can get a whole lot of sediment come right up to that valve and clog it up. It's one scary thing about being a plumber when you're there to flush a water heater or drain a water heater. To take it out, you go to open that valve and nothing comes out, and you're poking seal floss or a clothes hanger or something up in that valve trying to break up enough sediment to get it out. We've even gone so far as to remove the dielectric nipple on top, drop a piece of copper or PEX or something down there, and hook up a pump to suck out the inside of the water heater out of the top with a water transfer pump. That way we can get the water out that way. Sometimes that valve is just so old that, well, it's full of sediment, it's not working, and it's not a good place to be. Okay, so I've got to tell you, when you first get a water heater, you want to flush it every year. This is something you need to put on your calendar. To be honest, this is something the plumbing company should tell you, hey, we'll come out and do it for you. Then when you have them there, you have them inspect the rest of your house to see if you have any other problem. I actually like that. But here's the deal. If you have not flushed it within the first year or two, I don't know that I'd do it. I would really think very long and hard about it. But if you start flushing your water heater after the first year and do this every year, it's going to save you money because the sediment's not going to build up. You're not heating it first. Remember the plates we talked about? If you don't ever have those plates there, you set your pot right on the burner, it gets hot faster. If you flush your water heater from the beginning, you're going to rinse this sediment out and not give it time to build up. And I think that is one of the most important things you can do. And if you've got a tankless water heater, your heat exchanger is only about this wide. You get a little 1/4 inch buildup of calcium and magnesium in there, and your efficiency is trash. So anyway, think about that from the very beginning. And your special tip for hanging around to the end, if you purchase a water heater, you want to tell them you want to make sure that it's got a brass valve on it, not plastic. I prefer swapping out the plastic one with a short nipple and a full port ball valve with threads on the end with hose threads. That way you can just hook a water hose up to it and drain it down. To me, that is something that should be on every water heater. And I love the water heaters that actually already come with the brass valve. So if the one you have is plastic, you may have problems, and I don't think I'd worry about it now. But when you get your new water heater installed, talk to the plumber and tell them you want a brass valve with a full port ball valve already on it. And if you do that, it's going to help you flush it and make it so much easier each and every time. At that point, it's something you're really not going to mind doing. And remember, guys, this video is sponsored by Leak Pro. If you're a plumber using Leak Pro, you know one of the big steps is to go out and listen to the water heater to see if you have any leaks at or near it. So go check it out at www.leak-pro.com. And if you love this video, you know anybody that maybe owns a water heater, you may want to share this video with them and tell them, like I'm telling you, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on anything.